Hi there, Perfecto Castro here and welcome to my channel. I hope you're having a great day. So we are here at Sweetwater's Gearfest 2023. I am at the Rev booth and we are joined by the incredible Shawn Tubbs.
What's up, everybody?
Yeah, so Shawn, I've been watching and stealing a lot of licks from you and the tone tips.
I stole them from everybody else.
So it's a treat for me to sit down with you and have you show me this stuff, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but before we get into it, I want to get to know your background. Your playing is it's amazing mix of a lot of different influences. You know, there's definitely the rock there, but then there's also the outside jazz stuff. Yeah. And then you drop of the hat, you can flip into country and all sorts of other fun stuff. So, I mean, how did it all start for you?
Well, I mean, my dad played a little bit of guitar. That's kind of where it started. Okay. And so he's the guy that kind of piqued my interest. And then from there, I just kind of picked it up. And I discovered I'm the laziest guitar player on earth. Okay. So I would learn certain things, like my dad would show me like Johnny Cash stuff, you know, that kind of stuff. So I would learn that a little bit, or he'd teach me, you know, Day Tripper, all the Beatles stuff. Yeah. But I would never quite learn it right. Oh. I was more into just like the tonality, like it was just whatever sounded cool, you know, like I thought, well, I'll stick with that. I like that. And same, you know, I was like, I see a shape there, you know, and then I would just mess around, and keep evolving. And as I kept, you know, I kind of got into the rock thing, the 70s rock, Eagles and all that stuff. At that time, I was also kind of turned on in the late 70s to Larry Carlton, Robin Ford. My brother Lonnie got me into Scofield, Mike Stern, Coltrane, Michael Brecker. The Michael Brecker stuff was really with Steps Ahead, like especially the Pools record. Right. That was a big one. The same thing, I didn't learn any of that stuff verbatim. It's just, I heard something outside, I would learn like 4 notes of it, and then just make it my own. Yeah, because I'm so lazy, I don't know any songs. Like if someone's like, hey, play a song from the 80s, it's like, I don't know.
But was the guitar a natural thing for you to figure out? Because you were able to run with it. Yeah,
and I'm one of those guys that doesn't really know scales. I'm kind of shapes based. Okay. That was a lot of it, just figuring out stuff that guitar players take for granted. They don't, you know, it's like for me, it's like I spent more time doing that. And then a lot of it was just puzzle pieces. I learned, Steve Vogel was his name. He taught me the 5 scales, and the scales that go along with it. And I can still barely play them. Speaking of lazy, it's like I knew the shapes, but that's how I was able to kind of at least understand getting from like here to here. Right. And I realized, I can just alter a note. You know, so a lot of what I do is based really on and I just alter the notes, you know. And then knowing triads a little bit, I'll just start altering those. Right. So if it's a shape like, for me it's like, well, what if I do that? Yeah. Oh, okay, well that must be a sharp 5. Right. So a lot of it is intervallic for me. Yes. And target notes. Okay. So it's like I jump out of the plane and I'm not sure if the shoot's gonna work, but if it does, now I'm just trying to land. Okay. Okay. So yeah. No, that's a great way to do it. But yeah, a lot of the outside stuff, I mean, with Robin Ford, it was probably, you know, if you think about Revelation. Yeah, you know. You know, I really kind of latched onto him for a while, so all those kind of that's all Robin, but I didn't know like he was doing whole tone, half tone, diminished. And I realized that a lot of what I do, even though I don't think that way, that is diminished, but I don't think diminished. I'm still here. Okay. Just changing the notes as needed. Yeah, just intervallically. It's like I find out where the sharp 9 is, or the flat 5, or whatever it ends up being. I just find those notes. Those are the target notes, and then I still plug it into the only scale I know.
Well, that's an immediate that's also an approach that gives you immediate results, right? Instead of going through a book and, oh, this is the diminished scale, this is a melodic minor scale, and
harmonic minor,
modes, and all that. So it's like all major, and then if you change this, it turns into this sound, but not necessarily what the name of the scale is.
Yeah, exactly. Because even like, when I think of blue scale, that turned into, because I'm seeing, so there's my flat 5. That's really all I need. And then I know if I end up here, there's that. Same tonality, but I'm not thinking scale. I'm just wanting that tonality to happen somewhere, accidentally or otherwise.
That brings up the point of you should know your chords that you're playing over.
Yeah. I mean, I tend to be more like chords based because that forces me into actually not a box, but it forces me into a parameter where it's like, I got to think now because we're going through changes. But I remember at the same time, there's guys like Scotty Henderson, and he'll tell you right away, he's said it a few times now, that it's way harder to solo over a static just groove. Because you're gonna run out of ideas quick.
Yes.
But if there's changes happening, then it's gonna force you to be more musical and think about what you're doing. I mean, the upside of just playing over like a, straight down to 7 is sky's the limit, but you're gonna run out of chops. But if it goes from here to here, it's like, oops. Now I gotta, think, oh wait, now I can't just do this. Can't do that all day. I actually got to play something that makes sense through the changes.
Exactly. It keeps you from just blowing over the.
Yeah, it's just static because otherwise you can do anything you want until it's like now I gotta. Now it's like I better stay in that tonality. And it just it kind of forces me to.
Dude, the sounds that you pull out, it's just.
Man.
It's familiar, but it's also like ear bending to me.
Oh, thanks. It's the thing is, I'll never throw shade on cats that are crazy good at theory, like cerebral guys that are crazy good at modes, playing patterns, all that stuff. But for me, it's like I just didn't grow up doing that. So when someone says, "Well, do 4 and 5 note patterns," it's like, that'll never happen. No, I'm gonna try to get from here to here. At some point in the song. That's my goal.
It's great because there are times where I think like that too. So I learned my scales, I learned my arpeggios, my modes and all that. But when I'm playing, that's exactly how I think of it. Like I want to get from here and then, that looks interesting. I'm going to go down there and then let's see what's an interesting way to get from here to there. To make music, you gotta eventually toss the book away. You don't speak and have a dictionary handy to check if you're right.
Because even my brother Lonnie, because that was the thing, I would end up getting a little cerebral, and he'd be like, "Man, bend a note. What are you stuck? Just play. Just shut up and play." Because that was his whole thing, the Zappa. Shut up and play your guitar thing. But at the same time, I know guys that are crazy cerebral that sound absolutely amazing. So it's whatever works. But for me, it's like, my little brain doesn't. Will not do that.
It's great for me to get insight into how different players think about things. Because in the end, I find that even though we come from different backgrounds, a lot of the way we approach things have similarities. And then the differences are what gives the personality to that particular player. It's hands and here you play. Now you can maybe play in front of you.
No, come on, man.
Like for me, like I grew up in the 80s with the shred thing, so a lot of what I do is the alternate. And then the 3 notes per string, the Paul Gilbert and all that. But getting into like the articles like Mick Goodrick, the science of the unitar, the single. So that got me out of this pattern too. So suddenly it's not just, you're not just going up the stairs. You're skipping around, which is great.
It's so funny because it just it reminded me of a video I was going to do here. I'll show you. It's like I want to do a challenge. Maybe I'll still do it, but I'll come up with like some sort of backing track that isn't crazy, but make it so you can only use one string. You got to take the whole. you know.
Yeah.
Because it forces you to like, you better be thinking about something because you're not going to be able to go. You actually have to like, you know. And it forces you to be musical, bend notes, be lyrical, you know. You know.
Nice.
You know. So that one of these days, it's like when I saw you do that, I was like, oh yeah, I forgot about that. You know, just do like a one-string challenge. You know.
Have you heard of Mick Thompson? He's
because the first thing that popped in my head was Michael Thompson, but Mick, that's not Michael Thompson is the like insane session player from LA that's played on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Mick Thompson is finger picker.
Oh wow, okay.
He won the Kansas finger picking championship twice.
Nice,
you know?
yeah.
And he's also Tim Thompson, not Mick Thompson. Tim Thompson. Sorry, Tim Thompson.
Like, okay.
Tim Thompson.
Yeah.
Sorry, Tim.
Come on, man.
But he also plays like jazz standards and all that.
Okay. Nice.
And what he explained is how he does it. You know, like if I'm playing through changes, I stick to one scale and I change the notes that I need.
Yep.
You know, so it's also a less complicated way of thinking of things. So instead of thinking about an entirely new scale, you're still in one scale, but you just change this note and that note. And, you know.
Yeah, it's so cool. Michael Landau does that. You catch him; he'll do basically just go between minor and major pentatonic and play through scads of changes. But I mean, he's crazy good at it. But he explained that once, and I watched him do it, and I was just like, wow. That's genius, you know. I'm a Landau fan, anyways, but just seeing him kind of explain that, because the changes were like I would be struggling. I'd come up with something, but he was like, no, it's major pentatonic, minor pentatonic, and I was like, you gotta be kidding me.
One of the first times I sort of had that epiphany that you could do that. It came from an Eric Clapton song.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like Change the World.
Sure.
Yeah. So it's all blues, right?
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
Yeah, because that's all he did.
You follow the chord.
Yeah.
And then suddenly it's like, I'm seeing you in a whole new light.
because you end up just, you know, and that's what I tell a lot of people too is think like a singer. It's like, where does the note need to end up? That's what singers do.
Right.
You know, if something changes on them and they know it's going from, you know, here to here, you know, and they were in here, and it's going to have to go either here or here. This ain't going to work unless that's the chord. So it forces you, you know, instead of thinking, okay, now it's a C, I got to play that scale. What's that scale? It's like, no, you found the target note. You know, and now you're.
Right.
And if it's got to go back, you're already either there, or if you were still here.
Right.
So you're already back, and now you can just use your ear.
Right.
If you know basic shapes, you'll survive.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like that's probably the best advice I can give to guitar players. It's like, know all the scales and stuff, but definitely like use your ears. Like, where does that note want to go?
Right.
And if you can sing it, then you're absolutely going to play it. So you know, and even if you can just sing it in your head, if you don't want to vocalize it, but if you can just sing the idea in your head, you're already on you know, the path to melodicism. You know?
I mean, just thinking about, I want to go higher, I want to go lower, I want to go like somewhere here.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't have to be like an exact thing.
Yeah.
Because that's also part of the fun, where I want to go higher, and you go higher and it's, that's not exactly it, but it's sitting in here somewhere.
Yeah, and usually guitar players, you know, that have, you know, advanced to a certain degree, but you're intuitive enough that even if you kind of get in some trouble, you can snake your way out of it.
Oh yeah.
You know, because that's my thing. It's like, oh boy, I don't think that's going to work, but I got this.
Yeah.
And then I'll just get out of it.
And that's the fun part, getting out of trouble.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's like, but I'll do this. No, I'm okay. You know, and we'll pretend like I meant to do that.
Or do it again.
Yeah, or just do it again. Yeah.
Do it again. I meant to do that.
Yep. Yeah, totally.
So what's you got into the session thing, right? Did you have your own band too?
Yeah, well, I got into that kind of by accident. That's when I was actually going to a church in California.
Okay.
My brother was playing in a band called the Violet Burning, and at that point, I didn't really have any aspirations to like be a session player.
Right.
It just kind of happened accidentally because they were that particular church was doing a lot of worship music.
Okay.
My brother was playing in one of the bands that was sponsored by the church, Violet Burning, and my brothers happened to mention to them, hey, you know, my little brother plays guitar, you know, you might check him out or see if you can plug him into something. And yeah, they just started having me play here and there on sessions, and that kind of helped me cut my teeth. And then I grew to actually kind of enjoy it.
Yeah.
You know, so I showed up and did tons of stuff for Vineyard, tons of stuff for Maranatha.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Did a lot of that kind of stuff. And then that's how I met Crystal Lewis and played on so many of her records. Another guy named Chris Lazat. I played on tons of that stuff.
Okay.
So like I said, it just kind of happened by accident.
Right.
And then in LA, I you know, obviously as you take more gigs, you meet more people.
Yeah.
So you end up playing on all kinds of different stuff.
Right.
And I did that for years and then ended up on tour with Carrie Underwood. So I kind of checked out of session world because if you're on the road, you're not sessioning.
Yeah.
You know, and then once I stopped touring, I didn't really kind of lean back into doing sessions. I do remote sessions for sure, but yeah, I'm kind of enjoying just doing like remote sessions and on my YouTube channel, and because I love doing the YouTube thing because it's fun to demo pedals, but I also get it forces me to compose. You know, so if you've composed like 300, they're only a minute and 30 seconds long, but I've done like 300 of those now.
Right.
So it's just for me, it's kind of gratifying just to compose something. You know?
It's the same thing for me too. Like I remember just one year I took stock of all the little bits of music that I recorded and wrote for the year.
Yeah.
It's like, holy, I could put out 10 albums right now.
Oh yeah, yeah, and
know?
that's the thing. But what really trips me out is going back to really old videos and hearing something I played, especially in a solo, and being like, who was that guy? I can't play like that now to save my life. What was I doing, you know? Well, and then I go to try to play and it's like, oh no, that's gone.
Well, that's better than, what was I thinking?
Yeah.
What the hell?
Good Lord, was that wrong? Yeah.
Oh God. Now that you mentioned the YouTube channel, you also do a lot of work for Rev.
Yes. Yeah.
So I really enjoy the Tilt Overdrive.
Oh, thanks, man.
That is one of my go-to pedals.
Oh, thank you. That means a lot, man.
Anything I run through it sounds good automatically.
Awesome.
You know?
Awesome.
And then I got the Tilt Boost at the last NAMM show.
Okay.
And I remember like getting the box and I plugged into some solid state amp.
Yeah.
And I plugged. It's like, oh, it's automatically better.
Yeah.
And
that's awesome.
And it's also got a lot more gain on tap for just a boost.
Yeah. Well, that was the thing. I pretty much knew right away when I did the Tilt Overdrive, people were really loving the boost channel. They were leaving it on. Right. So I knew at some point I was going to have to release.
Yeah.
You know,
make it stand alone.
Yeah, but I also wanted it to just not be that. I wanted it to have more clean headroom boost, but also that drive switch. Right. Just to add some clipping, you know. But thank you, man. I'm glad you're digging it.
No, I dig it muchly.
Yeah, that's awesome. Because I you know, and for me, I really enjoy being a part of the design process, like product design. Yeah. So Rev's kind of brought me into that lane quite a bit more.
Nice.
And that's really gratifying for me to sit down with someone like Dan who knows what he's doing, and just the collaboration between he and I, and just getting the sounds. Yeah, it's like I love that.
And you know, we're reaping all the benefits.
Yeah. It's like I get to hang out with this great builder and like say, "Can you do this?" and him go, "Yep." Give me a minute.
That's great.
Yeah, so that is working with Rev's been awesome.
Yeah.
It's been
and
really
the latest thing is this.
The chat breaker.
The chat breaker.
Yep.
It's gonna break the internet.
Yep. Exactly.
I played through this when it was during the Gear and Beer, the
live stream.
Yeah, and it's on. Well, even now, it's automatically like comfortable.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah.
For those of you who have no idea what the chat breaker is, this is what happens when you ask ChatGPT to design a pedal.
Yeah, design an overdrive pedal. Yeah. Except that it didn't get it right. It pretty much failed, but it did once we got like a design and a parts list.
Yeah.
As far as I could tell, like from what Dan said, the design side of it was definitely blues breaker. So we knew it's like, okay, That's, if you ask Chat GPT Overdrive, they're going to say blues breaker.
Okay.
But the parts list was not so good. And you know, Dan basically said this thing ain't going to work.
Yeah.
But let me fix it.
Yeah.
Let me do some of my tweaks to it. Let's just see how it sounds.
Yeah.
And this was all still just kind of experimental.
Okay.
You know, let's just see what happens. And it ended up sounding and feeling so good. Like when they sent it to me, I was just like, this thing is fun.
Yeah.
And they were like, yeah, we just got to get this thing out in the wild, you know, and see what happens. So what do we call it? And of course, Chad Breaker.
Well, see, this is what I love about Rev, because they obviously it started as a joke, right?
Yeah.
But then they follow through and make it and turn it into reality.
Yeah.
And which lets other people enjoy it. Because usually like stunts like these, even if it does work, there's a one-off and then you show it off as a publicity stunt and an event or so, and then it's like everybody else is like, well, what does it sound like? I want to try it. I want, you know, but it's the only one made.
Right.
You know, so it's like, check this out, watch the video, and that's it.
Yeah, and in this case, we didn't want that. I mean, it honestly sounds good.
Yeah.
If it didn't sound good, we wouldn't.
Well, of
we would
course.
have just been like, no.
Of course.
You know, because you could. I mean, I guess even if it didn't sound good, you could try to just sell it on the story alone.
Yeah.
But in this case, it's like, no. When they sent it to me, they sent it to me for a reason.
Right.
It's like, is this thing legit?
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, and if they don't sign off on it, then it's you know, it'll be an April Fool's joke. And
Exactly,
that's
it. Yeah, but I was immediately happy with it, and that was the thing. It's like let's get it out in the wild, and you know, and it is limited. It's only like 200.
200, okay.
Yeah, so it's a limited run.
Yeah, so, and it's on pre-order right now, right?
Yeah, so it's 200 exclusive with just Sweetwater, and then we'll see because we're going to build a total of 500.
Okay.
But those are going to be for overseas.
Yes.
You know, but Sweetwater gets the first
Sweetwater gets
200.
The 200.
Yep.
Okay, so links in the description.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, if you want one, jump.
Jump. Pre-order.
Yep.
Okay, I want to steal some licks from you.
Yeah.
Show me like three of your go-to go-to
well, I'll show
licks.
you like go-to shapes, because then you won't be stealing licks. You'll be
Right,
writing your own.
Right.
Let me see. We can do a.
Okay, that one.
So you know, that's not. I'm just saying that's kind of the scale shape. That's really what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking this. So so think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then this shape.
Okay.
Yeah. So
it's like a D augmented.
exactly. Yeah. It's actually E for me. Dominant 7 flat 5.
Ah, okay.
9.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So you can do anything you want with these those notes. You know, you can do anything you want. Like that's so.
Okay.
Yeah. So as long as you know this, then you can. You do anything you want, right?
I'm not doing my job because I'm so engrossed in learning that I have to show the guys a close up of what you're doing.
Yeah, so it's just so we're. So that's our tonality, right?
Okay.
So you got 9, root, flat 7, 6, 5, 4, bend up to the 3, right? But you can start messing with. So that's all just still those. Still just bending those notes.
And it show the upper structure of the chord, the flat 5.
And then what we're gonna do is.
There it is.
So that's the flat 5 tonality, but it's all based on. There's the flat 5, but I'm not thinking either way. I just know this shape.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay.
So if you're gonna do this, I'm just landing on target notes. So if you think of this, and then that's kind of I guess that would be almost a melodic minor thing to do, but you know, you're wanting to end there. You can, so that's a shape. But now you can take that and write your own thing instead of playing my thing note for note. You know.
Okay, I'm not gonna mess with it today. I'm gonna take this clip slow-mo and dissect it.
Yeah, but honestly, that's for me when I play outside.
Yeah.
It's that, honestly, it's that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And 13 flat 9 tonality.
13 flat 9.
Yeah.
Okay, show me that one.
So that's basically,
Oh, it's a blues scale.
but I'm just tweaking it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's kind of Robin Ford.
Right.
So I mean, you could start it, you know, or you'd actually use that. That would get you into your 4 chord. That would be your altered into the 4.
Okay.
But if you were playing just straight, there's your target.
Nice.
Land there. Yeah. But that's just the same old junk.
Show me something a little lower. That.
Well, for me, I'm still.
Okay.
That's the Stevie Ray Vaughan stuff,
Yeah.
But even that.
See, that one's not Stevie Ray.
No, Stevie would not like that. He would not like that. But that's still based on all the stuff I just showed you. It's, you know, that's kind of what I'm thinking, but
Okay.
I'm thinking that.
Yeah.
And then I'm just, you know, so now that's all chromaticism.
Right.
4th away, so
Yeah.
4th down, same line.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, and now I'm just back into the blues thing.
Right.
Or, you know,
Nice.
you know.
Nice.
And then in that case, you know, it's just wherever I want to take it. So now I've just gone to the minor, like
Yeah.
D minor,
D minor.
from my F
Yeah.
to,
Yeah.
but I'm still thinking, you know, blues, just blues junk.
Blues chunks.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah,
you.
man, of course.
Okay, so
I expect results from this. I want to hear
oh
like.
God. Okay, I will start ingesting.
No, man, you play
and then-
great, man. You play stuff
No.
I could never, ever get under my fingers, man.
I know.
Don't
it's-
be a sandbagger. I've heard you play. Come on, man.
I do my best. I stay in my lane, but like I said, even when you're driving, you see something interesting. Oh, I want to go there, and I want to go there.
Yeah.
You know?
And that's the thing. Don't over theorize it. If you can fake it till you make it, then do it. Or if you've got the theory knowledge, then that's awesome too. It's just whatever gets you there. You know?
Well, the thing is, the theory is I use it to explain stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't use it to come to create stuff.
Yeah.
You
That's
know?
smart. Yeah.
Yeah,
And that's great. It's a little bit like that for me because I always tell guitar players, especially young players, if you're not wanting to do all the theory, the most important thing you can learn is just intervals. Understand intervals, how they
Yes,
sound.
exactly.
Because then it's like you're off to the races already just understanding intervals. You know,
Yeah.
if someone says flat 5 chord, it's like, well, if it's in the key of A, that's E flat.
Yeah.
If there's a 9, I know that's a B.
B, yeah.
And if it's a flat 9, I know that's a B flat or A sharp.
Yeah.
And you can find it. You know the intervals, and you can finally like land the chord. It might take you a second, but then once you recognize the shape, you know.
Yeah, because
you're fine, you know?
a flat 9 is the same with any chord, right? So, oops. Well,
Yeah, because there's certain you almost always going to want your flat 9 to be up top.
right.
But you know, that's in the middle now.
Yeah.
Same exact voicing.
Yeah.
But the 13 is on top now,
Right.
and the 9's in the middle of the chord.
Right.
You could do like a, you know, it could almost work,
Yeah.
but it sounds a little weird
Yeah,
to have
yeah,
it
yeah.
there. I mean, that's
Yeah.
actually kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like that one.
because what I'm seeing in that shape, what I saw is this
Yeah.
over this.
Yeah.
So there's a straight F sharp,
F sharp
triad,
triad,
right?
yeah.
with. So for me, that was, you know. So right there,
Yeah.
I just saw that. I was like, well, let me see what happens there.
Nice. Nice.
You don't want to just play like an F sharp scale, but
Right,
the
right.
triad obviously would work, you know.
Well, we can spend all day
Yep.
stealing licks, but unfortunately, Sweetwater Gearfest is coming to a close.
Pretty soon, yeah.
Yeah, pretty soon. So we're gonna wind down, start to relax, and I will take my little video clip and I will do all the slow-mo stuff and have fun with it.
Oh,
but
right.
yeah, I do really enjoy everything that you put out during Rev time, all the stuff. I'm looking forward to the stuff that you share because it's just it's not just the gear. It's just it's everything. It's playing. It's what the gear is for.
Thank you, man. That's so sweet of you. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
It means a lot, man. You're a great player. So it means a lot.
Okay, so everything, all the links will be in the video description. Go check out Shawn. Yeah, you have your own channel too?
Yeah, it's just Shawn Tubbs Music.
Yeah, so Shawn Tubbs Music, and then go check out the Rev channel. Shawn is on both channels.
Yep.
So don't get confused. Hit subscribe on both platforms.
Yeah, that
and
keeps
then,
it easy.
the link to the chat breaker, the Sweetwater affiliate link will be in the video description. So yeah, check it out. Everything is down there, so you don't have to comment and ask me, where can I get it? Everything will be down there. Help yourself, right? Or if you want to ask me, just ask me anyway. I mean, I enjoy the comments.
Comments
too.
are awesome.
Yeah. Okay. So thanks to Rev, thanks to Sweetwater, thanks to Shawn, thanks to Aaron for the camera.
Yeah, Aaron.
And
Dorian.
Thanks Dorian for the camera. And yeah, we'll see you again next time.
See you guys.
Grab your guitar and play something. You all know the drill. Practice makes
Perfecto.